Welcome to I'm an Asset podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brianne Smith,
And I'm Michael Wilson.
also a host, and so
Yes.
happy to have you here today. We have really been trying to work around your very, very busy and
Yes.
demanding schedule here the last month over the holidays. So this is our first recording in 2026, I believe. And we've got some exciting updates about what's going on with your senior year, but then also the topic of today, seeing that Valentine's Day is coming up, thought we'd talk about love, relationships, and money.
Yes.
If we could put all those in the same conversation, I think we can.
I think for sure.
Yeah. So before we hop into that topic, give us an update on some of this exciting news you got.
I have no idea what she could be referring to. I'm assuming what you would like me to tell them is my role in the play, my school play.
Yes.
Okay, so we had tryouts like last semester, and I didn't really do well because I wasn't confident. And then we had a Christmas performance for our show choir, and that really built up my confidence. And I had solos and everything. And the play director, we don't even have theater at our school, so I mean, if you can sing and talk, you're good to be in the play. So anybody can do it. So basically, like, our whole senior class is doing it. And so basically, I'm just gonna say I got the lead for the guy part. I got the lead in the play, Prince Charming.
Yes.
And you've probably never heard of the play because I think it's fairly new. And I don't think it did very well on Broadway.
I don't know.
But it's really interesting. It's really fun. It's called Once Upon a One More Time. It's just like a bunch of fairy tales where like there's
jammed
a bunch
into
of
one.
like mainly me, like just one Prince Charming and my other princes, some other princes with me, but then all these fairy tale princesses that I've been with, like that I like had true love with, and basically they find out that I'm like cheating on them, and so they lead a strike, saying feminism rocks and stuff like that. So it's interesting. It's cool. It's a little out there.
What I love about this is you don't even really have a name. Your name is
I'm just Charming.
Prince Charming.
I'm literally Prince Charming.
Yes. So. And that's amazing. So I'm really excited about that because I think early on in school, like young, were you in kindergarten maybe? You could sing. Like
I've always been able to
clear you
sing.
could sing. And so at that age, I did this with your sister too, because your sister can also sing. I said, you've got to take piano. And so you took piano for a couple of years and didn't continue on with it. But I've always thought that piano helps with the tuning of your voice and everything. And then you did some choir in middle school, I think.
Yeah, I just went up till 8th grade, and then because 8th grade, you just stand there and sing, basically. But then it gets to high school, 9th grade and above, you have to sing and dance. And I wasn't about that dance and stuff. But then my girlfriend was like, you need to do show choir. It'd be so fun. Yeah, just suck it up and do it. So I did it, and I actually had a lot of fun. And I can kind of dance, so...
it is a skill that you can.
It's not that bad. I've actually like from the first day to like now, I find memorizing the dance and the dance moves themselves a lot easier. It's just something that kind of comes like as you practice and learn it every single day. So
and now with the play, you have to dance, sing, and have lines
and like grab stuff, and like it's
blocking and all the things around the stage
aspects to it that for my first time ever being in a play, like some of the other guys, like they've had minor roles, but at least they've had like play experience, and going in being the lead with the most lines and singing songs by myself some of the times, like, and my first time ever doing anything like it, it's really nerve-wracking. But also it's like a bunch of my friends and the parents are there to support. So like, it's not like I'm doing it for money. Like, I'm not being paid and people are trying to cast me in a future production. Like, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
So I got to remember that at the end of the day.
And it's going to be really memorable for your senior year. This is kind of the biggest production of the year for your school. So it's really exciting. And the other thing that I love about this is that you're you're well-rounded in the things that you are involved in right now. So you're very involved in soccer, and your training for soccer is very time-consuming.
Team mom right here.
Yeah. And then you've got, play practice. You've got an LA trip coming up where you're, can you tell us a little bit about this trip?
It's like not even related to the play. Like it's just
Yeah.
completely different songs, completely different dances. So it's just a whole extra level of stuff that we have to learn.
But the LA trip is something that these group of students get to do every year.
So one year, I don't know if the guys get to go to New York, but the girls definitely go and they dance in New York. And then the next year, everybody goes to LA.
Like the dance team and show choir.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
there's Disney in LA, and we get to do that, but we do perform and we learn dances while we're there. So it's like
Yeah. So you're going to get
it's
to
a
go.
bunch of everything.
Yeah. So you'll have to stay tuned into February. We'll have to let
Yes,
you know
I'll give an
how
update.
the LA trip goes. That's Valentine's Day weekend.
Yes.
So speaking of Valentine's Day and this topic that we want to talk about, love, relationships, and money, you just mentioned your girlfriend. So you are in a relationship. You've been in a relationship how long?
A little longer than a year and a half now. It was about
Yeah.
a week ago we had a year and a half. So
Year and a half. Okay. And so you've had some experience being in a relationship, and then how does money come into play when you're in a relationship, just in general?
well, you as a man, I'm not saying you have to pay for everything, but I actually do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, okay. I would recommend it for fellas out there to pay for all of your things, for all the things. But I actually like, even though a lot of stuff is expensive, it does bring me joy. Like I actually enjoy paying for my girlfriend.
Mhm.
Like it's kind of fun. Like it's nice being able to treat her. I know it sounds kind of weird, like
It doesn't
because
sound weird
especially
to
since
me.
I'm young and like I don't have as much money, but like I'll take her out on a date like every night and pay for it. I'd be perfectly fine with that. And I know every night's kind of extreme, but like it's
Yeah.
fine with me. I've never had a problem with it. I've never said I'm spending too much money on you.
Yeah.
Let's do something different. Like it's never been. But that does sound kind of like I'm not. You got to be responsible with your money though. At the same time, you got to put it in a budget, which I
Yeah.
learned at school some a little bit.
Do you tell us what you learned about budgeting at school?
So you kind of it was a lot more like during the summer and during the mowing season, like when I had, and I do still work for you some, but nowhere near as much as I did over the summer. I was bringing in a lot more money per month, but basically I would do my monthly income and kind of split it into like 4 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course I get some like investing money as well. So gotta count all that into like one thing, and based off that, I would be that's how much money I'm making, and then how many times I can go out versus like a date night that needs to be just at my house and we eat leftovers sometimes is what we have to do, but just because sometimes the money isn't there. But
so your approach is not, all right, I'm out of money, it's your turn to take us out on a date. You're like, hey, why don't you come over and have dinner and let's watch a movie?
Let's do it. Yeah. But actually I will say one thing I love about Maggie is like she pays for some of my stuff too. Like some nights we'll go out and I'm getting my card out. She's like, I got it. And like, she'll pay sometimes, which I really appreciate about that. Cause she knows she doesn't have to, but she does it. She likes paying as well.
Yeah. So. Okay. So I'm glad you brought that up. So it's not expected, but every now and then.
Yeah. She'll just surprise me with it. She's like, let me get tonight. I'm like, okay. And I never, cause she's going to fight me for it. But so I always say, okay.
Okay. That's nice.
So.
And how about like, as far as budgeting, is it really just related to how much your income is, or are you looking at like a total amount?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is a total amount, but I don't know. I would like to say it's monthly, but when I'm not really working, it's kind of how much I have in my account. Like when I'm bringing in monthly, like when I'm bringing in money, like it's a lot different than when the grass isn't growing. I need to find a job actually right now. But I'm really big. Like, I don't know when I would work, honestly.
Dude,
right now.
I've got stuff for you to do. Like, I really
I don't know when I would do it.
Oh.
Like, I got here.
Yeah, late.
Like, you're about to head home. This is like a late podcast for you. So
yeah, no, that's okay. We are going to be a little bit more regular the rest of the year.
Yeah, we're going to try to have a weekly. Sorry about that, everybody out there.
Yeah, we've found a good time for your schedule, and I think we're going to get to finish out the year strong. For sure. As far as work, there's definitely odds and ends things I think that you can do, especially on the weekends or at your breaks in the afternoon. But I do think this is your slow season for lawns, right?
But I do actually enjoy kind of having some time off because it's very taxing on the body, and like, because especially during soccer season, I have to go right after a practice, and that's just a lot.
When does that pick up? When does your
I don't know, for the lawn experts out there, I could be wrong, but usually I start like end of February. Like I noticed today a lot of the grass is turning green. Like even though it is like 20 degrees outside, the grass is starting to come back up. So but I talked to you about it a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna keep my yards because I'm going to college 3 hours away, and I don't want to start a season with a client and then halfway through that season make them find somebody and them struggle to find somebody, which I know they want. There's a lot of lawn people in Montgomery.
Well, maybe you can just give them notice to say, I'll be able to do this until this date, but then that'll give us some time to find somebody. But I think that what's interesting is you have a job and you're saying, I need to, have some income stream because
I got somebody to pay for.
I've got a girlfriend, but you also have gas that you have to pay for.
Those are honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, my two expenses: gas and a girlfriend. The two G's.
Yes. So your budget is.
Thank God, 3 G's actually. cannot forget your 10% out there.
So that is a good place to start, the 3G budget.
Yeah.
So I want your thoughts on this, because recently Roy and I were out to dinner with some friends, and their teenage kids were with us. And one of the kids, I asked like what they do for money or whatever, and one of them said, "Oh, it's Dad's rule that if we either have to play sports or have a job, but we don't have to do both." So in that situation, this 16 or 17-year-old kid who has a girlfriend, the way that he pays for his girlfriend is basically the money that his parents give him as an allowance
because
he plays a sport. And so he doesn't actually earn the money he's spending on his girlfriend. His parents give him the money. What do you think about that?
Well, the way you just said at the end there makes me think of like, if I were to ask you for money for a gift I'm giving my girlfriend, that doesn't really feel like it's coming from me. So I would say I would feel differently. I feel different about that. I would say I would rather work for the money on the thing I'm paying for that person, because coming from me, not from you. Because I remember one time, it's for Mother's Day. Do you remember this?
I don't.
It was at a hotel, and my card didn't work. And I literally used the room number to pay for a present for her for Mother's Day. And I was.
It's not the same.
You basically paid for your present. I felt so bad, but it was funny.
Well, I think we've had this rule. I know we've had this rule that even though that you play a sport and you're very involved at school, I still think it's very important for you to have work experience and for you to at least start down the path of earning a little bit of money. Like, it doesn't have to be a full-time thing. The only expense I have said you're responsible for as far as our household is gas.
Yeah.
And and you're 18 now. You've been doing it for 2 years. You've managed that really well with how old you are and how busy you are. I think it's important for, even if someone is, you tell me what you think, even if someone's an athlete, it's still a good idea to have some kind of work.
I agree, because there's other aspects to doing both those things. Like, obviously, the place I'm going with this is like time management. And obviously, as an athlete, like right now, like I'm still having to manage my time without a job, because play practice is kind of like a job for me right now. It's like, it'd be right after school, and it's like 3-4 hours sometimes. So it's like kind of like a job length that I would be working. So essentially, and then you got to plan. It's like, if you have this job and you have the athletic thing you're doing, the sport you're playing, you got to plan to be ready for that, and then pack your clothes, be ready to go straight to the job right after practice.
Which you've done, yeah.
And then right after that, go home and do your homework. Like, there's time management skills that I have learned from just the jobs that I've been doing. I've been mowing for a long time, but like being able to drive is a completely different aspect. Like, when you turn 16, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
But
The other
the time
thing,
management is probably the main thing I would say is important from that. And like the satisfaction you get from paying for your own thing with your own money that you earned is just like,
yeah.
it was really satisfying.
Yeah. Especially you're paying for your own girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's not my girlfriend. She's your
Yeah.
girlfriend. Yeah.
She's my girlfriend. That's right.
But I think that the other thing too is, let's just say there's no way you could fit in any work. I still think the option of working on summers and building up like off season, you work in the off season and you build up savings, and you don't spend it all as soon as you earn it, but you make it last through this season.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had to do, because like I know I really won't be able to work. Like I could work in December probably, but because like I don't have club ball then. But other than that, like I really can't work until like March. Even with, and it's kind of even still very hard to do with how many games I have per week. So
right. So you've done a real good job of like saving your Christmas money and saving up for, the last little bit of work that you did towards the end of the year. And then, of course you make a little bit of money doing some work here. And then you're trying to make it last till March, till those things come back and soccer slows down. So I think those are all good things. Any other thoughts as far as relationships and money?
Relationships and money.
Any
well, I'm not at a point.
To
it's
consider?
Completely different for you because you're married. I'm not at that level where like we're sharing accounts or anything. Like where I don't know how much money she has, and she doesn't really know how much money I have. But she just expects me to be able to. That sounds kind of bad, but like she knows like I'll be able to pay for whatever. Like she trusts me to be able to do that. So, but I know it's completely different. Like. You're married. I kind of want to hear your experience.
Well, I love what you just said, and that whole trust aspect is what you brought up. I just had a conversation with a young woman a few days ago. She's 23 or 24. She's been married a couple of years. She's got her own business, and she was sharing with me how very important it was for her before she married someone that person was also good with money, because she is good with money. And she was telling me all the stories of her father teaching her how to budget and manage money. And she almost put her soon-to-be husband on like a trial basis of, can you keep up with this budget? I don't want to get married unless you're good with money. And so how do you feel about in a relationship, do you both need to be good at money or just one of you?
It's funny you say that because that was one thing that we did a Dave Ramsey class in our financial fundamentals class, which I think we've talked about before on this podcast. But basically, I could be wrong with this, but I think a spender needs to be with a saver. Like if you're going to spend, you need to be somebody who's like budgeting the money that's not being, giving you enough spending money to like buy what you want, but knowing like you're still saving plenty. Somebody who's good with money definitely needs to be with somebody who's not good with money. But if you're both good with money,
that's good.
That's good.
But it shouldn't be two spenders together.
Should not be two spenders. It should not be two spenders.
So there's also like different levels of spending too, I think.
Yeah,
because,
for sure. Like
I have been in relationships before, and I would not consider myself a spender as far as spending over my means, but I do actually enjoy nice things. So I have had conversations with people who are also would consider themselves not spenders, but their level of not spending and my level of not spending are very different. So I also think that that's an important thing to talk about with the person that you're with, especially if it's someone you're considering being with forever or a long time, because once you're building up these good money skills, you don't want to see it all go up in flames, because of a relationship, which I'm not saying that's where you are, but I do think it's something that as you grow over time together, that is something that I think you will share about each other and what you think and ask, and want to build those skills together. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to add about the money?
I
the
don't
relationships?
Think so.
No? Okay, well, hopefully this one will come out right around Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you next time.
See ya. Hey, that was good.